Welcome to the Monday Morning Wake Up Call with your host, Kerry Ramage, managing broker at Remax Elite, and Heather Holiday, your social marketing nut, talking about hottest real estate topics with a little weekly activity and motivation for the week. So I tried to fix the intro. Could you tell?
I could. It was good. I didn't look at the pictures, so I just.
Well, that was all the same. The music was driving me crazy because it didn't fade out correctly and all that. So I was playing with that this morning.
Cool. Sounds good. How are you? Happy Monday. How was your Monday?
I know. And happy belated Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was so bad because this weekend for me was all about Jesse turning 18. So I had to call my mom Saturday and I totally forgot it was going to be Mother's Day. It's been all about Jess. And she's like, you know what? I thought Mother's Day was next weekend. So I just had to call my mom and say, guess what?
Oh, that's funny.
I thought Mother's Day was next weekend. So you're not getting a card. And I was like, that's why I'm calling you.
That's awesome. Look, I'm going to jump up real quick because I didn't close my door. Oh, my God. Sorry about that. Oh, my goodness. So, yeah, I took my mother to my favorite place, the Pineda Inn, and we had food and cocktails, and it was good. And the boys came.
Mine was so quiet because the boys both work overnight. So Hunter goes, Leo goes in, he leaves the house about 6:30 and works until he gets home about 7:30, 8 in the morning. Hunter he goes to work about the same time and then comes home at 6:30 because he gets off at 5:30 and then he goes to the gym and comes home. So I had the house all to myself. Jessie spent, the day with her boyfriend and future mother-in-law. So I had the house. It was so quiet. It was just me, the dogs, and the cat. And it was a gorgeous day, super windy. So for Mother's Day, I got all this fun stuff for my Jeep. So I just was playing with all that, waiting for my install. When Leo has off today or tomorrow, he'll be able to put all my fun stuff on. So it was actually the perfect Mother's Day to just do absolutely nothing, relax, do some fun stuff for me. And then today, I think we'll go out to eat tonight because everybody has off. So,
which is nice. I always have liked, this is going to sound selfish, but it's Mother's Day, so I guess we're allowed to be selfish. I would always, most of the time, the kids would be with Tim Ramage on Mother's Day, and then I would do something with my mom, and then they would come home, later in the day, so that we could just.
That's what I was saying. I had to sneeze all morning, and then you just sneezed.
Oh my goodness!
I didn't sneeze yet. Well, God bless you.
Yeah. So we could just, lay low and do our own thing. And then last year, Mother's Day was crazy because it was the beginning, really, of COVID. So last year, I had food brought in from TGI Fridays. My good friend Ray Schulmeyer delivered food for us, and I served it to my mom, which was nice. So
see, and I saw the memory from last year. The mall had just reopened, so Jess and I went there for her birthday.
Wow!
And yes, the mall was open, but none of the stores were.
So you could at least walk around the mall.
Yeah, we still have yet to do the whole 2-story mall. Wow. Inside at West Knoxville. And we did go Friday. That was our thing, to do the mall and to finally do all these stores. And Jessie lost her phone on the second store.
Oh, goodness gracious.
So we spent 2 hours because it's nothing like 17-year-old losing her phone.
Right.
So it's we have to calm down and retrace our steps. So for 2 hours, we went back and forth to the 2 main stores, and I had done one stop. So I had gone in there because she's kind of freaking out a little bit, kind of going off on her own. You can't go too far. Duckling, a phone to get a hold of you. So we finally, I mean, oh my gosh, the people at, I think it was Champs, because she bought shoes, and then we were at Route 21. They were fantastic. I had gone to this little cute place. She turned her music down, like called the phone, and we're all just searching in this urban Knoxville. So it was so cute. I had tagged them in my photo, and so it was the same parking. And it was amazing. Like, did you find the phone? You know, because we did go in, but they were helping people, but we wanted to let everybody know because they knew us very well. Because for 2 hours, we're just going.
You were looking for the phone.
Looking for the phone.
Too funny. So speaking of Mother's Day and trying to be relaxing, and clearly that was not relaxing last year. But let's talk about 5 stress reducing tips.
Yes.
We are in a time right now where the market is on fire, as we all know. We've talked about that many times. Houses are coming on the market, and there are multiple offers, which, you know, is not just stressful for the buyers who are putting in offers. It really is stressful for the sellers as well. And I think we're talking about that soon. You know, how do you know you've picked the right offer? And when something comes on the market, if you have a buyer, you know, the phone rings. Oh my gosh, we have to go see that as fast as we can go see it. I was in a property last, I believe it was Friday, and there are appointments every 15 minutes, you know, so trying to get in there and then getting there when your window is. I got there during my window, but I guess the guy before me, or I don't know if he was before me or after me, he was already in there. So I had to wait. So it's a lot of stress. So we're always looking for ways to reduce our stress. And the first thing is, you know, some sort of exercise. So whether it's exercise or yoga, I have my Peloton, which I have not been riding as consistently as I should.
You need to join Jennifer's group. They have like this whole reading.
I know. Group. I saw.
You get up at that time, though.
I know.
I think Ellis tried that with you before. Ellis, but if you don't have to leave your house,
it's different. You can at least, you know, part of me thinks I should just go to bed in my workout clothes. Maybe that way. I remember in college, I used to have a 7:30 French class, and I would just go to bed in my clothes and wake up and put a hat on and ride my bike to school. So, but yes, yoga, exercise, prayer, meditation, all of those things are really great to help you relieve some stress. I have the app Calm on my phone, and every morning I have it set. I think it goes off at 8 o'clock, and it's like take 10 minutes. Here's the meditation. You just play it and you sit quietly and get your mind focused or unfocused, however you want to look at it. But, you know, the good thing about that, or the good thing about yoga, is those things teach you breathing exercises, so that you can.
I noticed even like the phone does all that. Like
yes.
Says, okay, you need to breathe.
Lonnie here in our office, his phone tells him when to get up and move because he's.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So it's like the whole thing. You got to fill your bubbles and when to breathe, when to get up, when to do all that stuff.
Yeah. He gets up and he walks laps in the office a couple times a day. And I think he has it figured out to where 20 laps is 1 mile. So,
because Marilyn would always do that too. She does her laps.
Still does it. She still does it. I think she probably got off of it for a little while, and then seeing Lonnie do it has made her do it, and it makes me want to do it as well.
So you guys gonna start like the whole train,
right? Except that then what happens is, as you're walking around, then you start to see people, and then they want to talk. So you have to.
That's not a bad thing either. It's kind
right.
I mean, I miss that part because I don't have anyone that's just going to pop into my office at any time and hey, what's going on?
Exactly. So, you know, sometimes you just need a minute to just take a breath, close your eyes. There have been a couple times in this past year, and Peggy will probably agree, where I've just gone up to her at the front desk and I said, I'm just getting in my car for a few minutes and I'll be back. And I would just get up and I would drive out onto Wickham and over Pineda and back around the back way through Suntree and come back. And it would just give me a minute and I would leave my phone behind. Just give me a minute to get away from my phone, get away from the computer, so I can just clear my mind, you know?
Yeah. And another thing, I mean, if you have animals like dogs, I mean, take them for a quick walk.
Yeah.
And then if you happen to be talking to your neighbors and you're wearing your swag or whatever, a conversation comes up about real estate, well, that could be your prospecting or having those face-to-face conversations. That's like a win-win.
Right.
So,
True.
although you really don't, I guess if you're supposed to be dementalizing everything, but it's the pubs get to be happy because they're out going for a walk. You're outside just going for a walk.
Right.
It's kind of a win-win for everyone in that situation.
Yeah, no, that's a great idea because, and you're out in the sunshine. Like sometimes at the beginning of COVID, I bought one of those reclining outdoor chairs. And I would just, when we were still working from home, I would put the chair out in the sun and I would just lay there and just, get some sun on your body. The vitamin D is always good to relieve stress, which, that's why, going to the beach is always such a good stress reliever. The sound of the waves, but the sun shining on your body and the vitamin D being taken in is just.
And that's why I love the Wi-Fi stuff hooked up for the camper. And even though, yes, we're glamping, but for me, just to be able to sit outside with my laptop and having usually beautiful views of the mountains, but just being able to work, and I just sit on the table outside and just get some work done. And I don't know. I mean, I used to do that in Florida, just sit by the pool,
right?
Just with my laptop. This is, my view for the day, just hanging out by the pool.
I mean, those of us who live in the South, whether it be Tennessee, Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, Florida, the Carolinas, we have a lot of time. I mean, certainly us in Florida, where we can be outside and, now with Wi-Fi or hotspots, and just bring your laptop or your phone. And like you say, sit by the pool, sit by the beach, sit in the mountains, looking at just an amazing view, but just decompressing is awesome. Another great thing is music. Play some music. Although it's funny because sometimes, we'll put on music at the house, and John likes some, I don't know what you'd call it, like heavy rock and roll is the best thing. I mean, he likes, Ozzy Osbourne and AC/DC. That doesn't really help with the decompressing for me, but I think it does for him. But, find the right music that puts you in your happy place.
I have my playlist that I've been doing since, when did we do the Tony Robbins? I mean, that was.
That was forever ago, 2014, 2015, something like that.
So I have the playlist because there was the whole music on the back of whatever, book we got. So I have that playlist, and it is still, that is my music go-to whenever I'm in any sort of a funk. I have the Tony Robbins, the playlist, and I also have a Tom Ferry from one of his. So I kind of combined all my favorites.
This is funny. So Richard Robbins, his song that he loves is "It's a Beautiful Life." And I never knew, I don't know if I had ever heard the song before I heard him play it, but this is really funny. The other night, Ian came over and he was talking about kind of seeing old 80s and 90s movies. And so I played Night at the Roxbury, which I had never seen, I might add.
Oh my gosh, it's my mom's favorite movie. She's probably
that song.
Like 100 times.
That song is in that movie multiple times, besides that main song, yes. What is Love?
Yes, and I remember it because my mom used to teach step. Yeah. Remember with step classes, and that was always, that and the Night of the Roxbury songs, like she always made her own music.
Right.
Had like this whole equalizer thing to make sure it was the right, so she did her own thing, but Night at the Roxbury was her favorite. So every time I hear that, I think of the sprinkler and stuff.
Right. So that's, I heard It's a Beautiful Life 10 times Saturday night, and it just reminded me, the music that makes you feel good. That's the good thing about going, to live in-person meetings, whether it's R4 or a Jared James or a Tom Ferry or whomever, is the music that they play to pump you up is just always great. I remember years ago, Tim Ramage he worked for Williams-Sonoma at the time, and they were out in Scottsdale, Arizona for their annual meeting. And they were, he said, like, the energy in the room when they went into the grand ballroom for the opening ceremony and the music and everybody, he was like, I've never seen anything like it. Everybody was on their chairs dancing, and something very similar to an opening at R4. Or I used to work for Doc Martens. We always used to have a band in our booth in Vegas, but music is like the heartbeat of your soul. It just gets you going, and good
I mean,
music.
and that was one of the first things I did even in my Jeep is I get a good speaker system, and anytime I would ever speak, I always have my playlist, and that's what I just jam that up. It just changes my entire mindset. So
Yeah.
having the music, I mean, and as old as that is, 7 years old now, I mean, it's still my go-to, and it's
Yep.
just my H3, whether it's on Spotify, whatever, I have it everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's just my go-to. I can drive around in my Jeep, play that, and it just will completely change my mindset for no matter what. And it pumps me up. It just gets me energized. And
Yeah.
especially for speaking, or just if you're in a funk.
Yeah. Yeah. And sometimes I have a TV here in my office. Sometimes I'll have the news on, and I'm thinking more and more, bad idea, bad idea.
For sure. 100%.
Yeah. Here's another, start reading an engaging book. And it doesn't always, we talk here a lot about reading, business type books or motivational type books, but just read a book, just a good story, a Danielle Steele, or I mean,
Anything. And I mean, I definitely am more of the self-help or something like that. But it inspires me and
right.
gets me back to, passion or coming up with new ideas. And so I love those just as well as a good actual story. But it is nice when you can just read a good story and you almost like leave whatever is going on in your life to somebody else's. And it's just nice, like watching a really long, just super into. So good books are always a great thing.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. Although I will say, when I had children, that was when I probably stopped reading. And so now we're going, Ian will be 20 at the end of June, because I had a hard time focusing on the book, because I had a million other things swirling around in the brain. So I really need to get myself back into. I have a pile of books, because every time I go on a little vacation, I bring a book I think I'm going to read, and then I start to read, and I'm 10 pages in, and I have no idea what I just.
And I'm the same way. It's constant. I realize I'm reading the words, but I have no idea.
You're not processing it, because we're so busy and we're so stressed. So maybe you do a little meditation before you do the book reading,
Almost and that's probably why I do more of the self-help or educate, I mean, anything like Gary V. I mean, my brain just, it gets into work mode, but it's still inspiring and motivating. And so I do like those books, and those I completely pay attention to, but it just inspires me. So even though it may be work related, it's still inspiring and motivating at the same time.
Right, for sure. Also, and you already mentioned this, like with the dog, walking the dog, take a little break, whether it's 10 minutes to walk the dog, do a meditation, go in the pool, or if it's a weekend, it could be 10 minutes, it could be 4 hours, it could be a weekend. I yesterday really tried to focus on not checking my phone and my email that much, because I check it nonstop, because I just want to make sure I'm available for questions or problems or issues. And normally I keep my email cleaned out so that when I come to work on Monday morning, I don't have a lot to do. This morning I had several hundred emails, but it was okay. It was not that, it was not that big of a deal. I was sitting on the front porch, having coffee, going through my emails, but it gave me that break yesterday.
I mean, and we're spread so thin, like everybody needs you. And, being a mom, a wife, and then of course, trying to be there for your clients in a crazy market. Everything is now. It's very hard to be the mom, be the wife, be the employee, be whatever, make sure you take that time to recharge and to spend some quality time and put that in your schedule to be the mom, be the wife, be whatever, I mean, because it is hard.
Yep.
But you have to keep that balance to recharge. I mean, it's so important. So even if, I mean, that's why we do like every other weekend, we try no matter what, every other weekend, even if, we have the Wi-Fi all set up and the clamper or the glamper. So I can still kind of work, but we're able to play as well. And that's super important because, especially, I mean, Leo has like this horrible, weird work schedule. So it's really every other weekend is when that's our time.
Right.
So we have to make sure to set that time together because you have to keep that balance and your relationships and parenthood and all of that. So make sure you set aside that time for yourself and for your family and and
it's funny because you saying that makes me think of two things that aren't really on our list to talk about today, but for me, and I know for you, I have someone who cleans my house, who comes every other Tuesday to clean my house, and that way that's taken off my plate and I don't have to worry about it. The only stressful thing is Monday night, everybody at my house is told clean up the house because the cleaning lady's coming.
Of course.
But we just have to clean up the mess. She cleans up the dirt. And you do, which I actually just signed up again to do, the meal service. So you do HelloFresh, I think, because you know what, you don't have to decide what to eat. It's all there. The only complaint that I have, and this is only our second week, is there's a lot more ingredients going on in this meal than I would ever do if I made the meal on my own.
But that's what I love is it gives me all these ideas. Like, and I don't grocery shop, but my biggest thing is all these ingredients. Like I wouldn't even have a clue where to find them in a grocery store. At least on the app, I can put it in and let the professional know, they probably know where it's at. But that's the thing is I would never think all these things that I put on the meat or the chicken or whatever. Like I would never think of this. And that is what I love the most about it is, it's not boring anymore. It's not the same exact thing. I kind of know exactly what I do is it gives me all these like.
It really, you're right. It isn't boring anymore. On Saturday, I made this chicken curry poblano, and it had tzatziki and it had figs, and it was really good.
Yes.
But it's all like I will say there's a lot of bowls and chopping and stuff, which I'm like, oh, I don't know, is this making it easier or harder?
Well, you can sort by easy, moderate, difficult. So you can sort by that. I think it's cool because I mean I never cooked ever.
Right.
But we don't have delivery here, which but I actually enjoy it. So it is, and it's interesting because I won't even know what I'm actually doing. I'm like, oh, I just made like tzatziki sauce. I had no idea what I was doing until I'm like, oh crap, I just made this.
So that helps. That helps here we go. Time management, reviewing your business plan. So the time management, order a food service, get someone to clean your house. That frees up your time to de-stress, to focus.
I mean, me, it was even something as simple as having my groceries get delivered Saturday morning between 8 and 10. They're usually there right before 8:00 a.m. I feel like I've accomplished so much just starting the first day of the weekend. Leo makes fun of go, but I'm like, that's time management. I mean, I just saved myself 2 hours of my life.
Right.
And I can just go right on the app whenever we need something, just add it right there. So, it pretty much knows exactly what I order every week. So I don't know. To me, that's time management. I'm saving 2 hours of my life. I don't have to drive. I don't have to, just all gets delivered right to my front door.
Right. I still do grocery pickup, which I've been doing that for like 3 years now, I feel like. So I do the pickup, but I think I'm going to get into the delivery now because that's, again, it saves the 20 minutes to get there, the 10 minutes you wait, the 20 minutes to get back.
Why would you do that? It just, I mean, it's so cheap, and I tip very well because I realize I save a ton of money by getting exactly what I need versus, squirrel
Right.
brain. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at this. Oh, look at
Right.
this. So I realize I spend $100 on average more than I do if I use the app. So I
Oh,
tip very
really?
well. Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's
Yeah.
cool. I haven't paid that much attention to that, but it's definitely, that's another time management thing, or for some people cutting the lawn de-stresses, and for others it stresses them, right? So if it de-stresses you, cut your lawn, do that.
I personally love that. And one of my favorite smells is freshly cut like lawn clippings, that rain. Like I love the smell itself. It's relaxing, but it's not like I'm having to push. I
Right.
just sit on a mower and it takes a couple minutes. But I absolutely love it, like making the lines and
It
trying
gets
to turn without.
you out in the fresh air, and
Yes.
it gets you some vitamin D, and it gives you some time where you don't have your phone in your hand.
Yep. And it's the music. So you put the music on and just I do my own thing. I absolutely love it. And Leo, I think he's very particular on the lawn, so he really likes to do it.
Does he?
But if he waits too long,
Then you do it.
then
Yeah.
I do it and he'll just have to complain for a week. I still don't know how to turn without making these little pivot circles.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
After years and years, you think I still can't figure it out. So
it's probably nice cutting the lawn where you are now because it's larger, and so it gives you, more time in an open space to.
Yeah, I remember when we had the lawn business and I would go help him out, and we had like Deer Run. So it's all the properties are like 3 acres.
Right.
And he would just drop me off in the morning and I'd spend all day mowing all the lawns. It would take all day to mow all the lawns, and then the crew would come back at, to edge and weed,
right.
whatever. But I loved that day. I mean, other than the complete farmer's tan, my,
right.
face looked like leather, but it was one of my favorite days just to go in there and just, because you're in your own little world. We got music.
Yeah. I mean, whatever it is that you like to do, find what that is. So the last part, and I touched a little bit, is time management. So if you're not doing time management and time blocking, you work on that this week. Get yourself time blocked. Look at your business plan, see where you are, see where you want, what you need to be doing. Because if you are managing your time, you're less stressed because you don't feel like you're flying by the seat of your pants. And in this market, though, you're having to jump up and go show property much quicker than you would have because it's going quickly. But if your time is managed, you can make that easy shift from, oh, I'm supposed to be doing this now, but I need to go show this property. Let's put this in this time and change it to that time.
And that's where even reviewing your business plan, because the market is so crazy, just like last year when everything ended, I go through my business plan and I have, we have the part where it's everything by month. Some things you're not able to do because of time. The market's so crazy. But go through, what did you have December, November, October, going back through the months, what can you be doing that maybe you had on different months, that maybe not be as time consuming. What can you do? Make those adjustments as you need. And I know that's last year when the world ended, I just went through, because I had one video for every month. I just went through and did all the videos for the rest of the year, probably in a 2-week time span. Just, you have to make those adjustments with the business plan, but really you need to be looking at it. What adjustments, do you need to be making? What's, kind of quick and easy that maybe you added different times, and, make those adjustments, because right now everyone is crazy, but you need to make time for yourself, but you don't want to forget about your goals.
Exactly. Oh, exactly. So just to recap, take some time for whether it's yoga or exercise or prayer or meditation, whatever floats your boat, whatever kind of exercise you want to do. Take some time to do that. Play some music in the background. That is always good, especially if it's uplifting, or kind of like the kind of music that my gal plays, Christine, when I'm getting my facials, that soothing kind of music. Read a good book. That is always de-stressing. Take a break. like you said, give your dog a walk, take your kid to the beach, take yourself to the beach or to the mountain or whatever it is. And time management and business review, really.
Yeah. What's the weekly activity?
Well, in days like this, when things seem to go amiss and awry, reminder: when life when life gives you lemons, grab some tequila and salt. Have a tequila shot, but be creative and focus on becoming the best you that you can be, the best version of yourself.
And you're only human. You can only do what you can do, but you have to make sure to do that. And let's see, the words of wisdom is, it's not the load that breaks you down, but it's the way you carry it, by Lou Holtz. So, and that's 100% true. And I thought that was very, with all the stress, because it's all the way that we carry it. But if you make sure to recharge with all of these different steps, that kind of helps a little bit with that.
Exactly.
And then next week, I think is next. Yeah, it's next week. That's the one where we're going to be talking about our offers.
Yes. Yep. So how does the seller know that they're picking the right offer? So
that should be a good one. So make sure you're there. Until next week, wake up, kick ass, and repeat. Bye, everyone.
Bye.